Nature. What is it about this place that has attracted so many over the years? Does it appeal as a deep-rooted part of our minds that each and every one of us has? Or is it something that appeals more as an escape to those who are dissatisfied and hurting, and who yearn for something more? Personally, I find the drudgery and evil of society to be a pretty compelling reason to make me want to leave. But it's in connection to something else for me, something a little deeper. But today, we will focus on a few case studies: Henry David Thoreau and Chris McCandless. First, we have to discuss the strong connections to Transcendentalism. Transcendentalism was a movement which emphasized nature and the self, and both of these concepts in relation to God. This core principle is likely what tied into our two case studies having gone to live alone. Both of them deliberately lived alone in nature for an extended amount of time. Thoreau went out to live in a small cabin near Walden Pond in Massachusetts. He stayed there for about 2 years. His motivations were slightly more simple. He wanted to do this more so to test himself and to truly see the necessities of human life. He disliked how complicated normal life was, simply put. His venture out to nature was a social experiment to find out everything he could do. He wanted to separate himself from routine and complexity, but at the same time, he just wanted to see what would happen. He also wanted to grow closer to God to a certain extent. Eventually, he would leave because he felt he had other lives to live. Chris McCandless, on the other hand, was a different beast. Chris was in pain. His parents did not give him a good home life, and he had a troubled childhood. He too did not like the constraints of society and tried to resist them as he could. This was one of the main causes for him going into the wild. Unfortunately for him, this did not end up working out. He eventually died in the Alaskan wilderness. He finally figured out that he didn't really like solitude and it wasn't his answer. But sadly, it was too late. Just this June, his bus, also known as the Magic Bus, was removed from the wilderness. Sadly, nobody will be able to reach it again in the same wilderness as he did. Thanks for watching, as I finally leave these woods myself.